All right, let's talk sports. Let's talk top 25 teams in college that might need to cause for concern or panic. All right, Texas. Texas won the game the other day. Archie Manning is not good. Let's just be honest. Um, the issue is, the bad passes are really, really bad. You can't always rely on the defense and the running game to bail you out of games. Game one, he was pretty average, and they lost. And now, even though they won a game, he looked bad. And the problem is they won't be able to just say, okay, well, he can go to the draft next year, 2 years. He has to have a great season to even go to the draft, or he's going to sink the Manning name. They're not going to allow him to go third round, fourth round. That's not even going to happen. So Peyton and Eli, obviously, those names are, Hall of Fame names and obviously Hall of Fame numbers, especially when it comes to Peyton. They're not about to be like, yeah, you can go out there and just, we'll see what happens. No, we have to know you're going to be drafted in the first round, the top 10, top 5, to continue a legacy or something like that. And it ain't looking good. Now, obviously, with this whole transfer portal and, he may leave, who knows. They may, split up. He may get a nil deal somewhere else and, may be able to finish the season somewhere else, or the next season go somewhere else. So we'll see. But right now, it's not working. Now, obviously, winning cures all. So as long as they're winning, they may not bring up his numbers. But once the losses pile up, then they're going to say he don't do this, he can't do that, he can't pass under pressure, whatever. So the criticism will only get loud once they really start losing games. I already lost one, but if they lose 2 in a row or something like that, the criticism will be unbearable. They're going to have to make a decision, or he's going to have to make a decision. Notre Dame's 0-2. Tough loss. But 0-2 is 0-2. You got to go undefeated from here. I don't think they will. But, it is what it is. Give up 40-something points. It's going to hard to lose. Hard to win the games like that when you give up 40 points, even though it was a back-and-forth game. 0-2, they really needed that game. I don't think they'll be able to survive without getting at least one more loss. And I don't think this is going to be a season where all the top teams have 3 losses. That ain't going to happen. So, maybe they'll finish in the bottom 10, 15 to 25 in the season. We'll see. But they really have to go on like a 5-6 game winning streak to even make this worthwhile. Clemson lost to Georgia Tech. Now, this is why they lost. Debo and his boys, whatever his name is, they were on defense. It was like 2:19 left, something like that. And Georgia Tech got a first down. This is when they should have called a timeout. 2 timeouts left. You call a timeout there, first down. Then you timeout on second down, assuming they go run it. They've been running all game, so assuming they go run it. So then you have a timeout, and then you have the 2-minute warning. And, fourth down, we'll see what happens. This is assuming they're going to run the ball 3 times in a row. You got 2 timeouts, and you got a 2-minute warning, which is your third timeout. They punt or take the 3, whatever situation is, you get the ball back, right? The man went home with 2 timeouts. I'm like, the timeouts are not golden tickets. You can't turn them in. What are you doing? Why would you go home with 2 timeouts? He gave his defense nothing to work with. Yes, they were gashed, but it wasn't like they were getting 10 yards a pop. They were running the ball 2 yards, 3 yards, 4 yards. I'm like, bro, use your timeouts. Use them and hope they punt. You don't know what they're going to do. They could pass the ball 3 consecutive times. You don't know, but you use the timeouts to kind of prolong the game. So use your timeouts to prolong the game and get you to 2-minute warning with potentially a punt, and you get the ball back. He didn't do that. The man went home with his 2 timeouts in his bag. I don't understand these coaches. Bro, if I'm up 40, I'm using my timeouts. Down 40, I'm using my timeouts. Close game, I'm definitely using my timeouts. I don't understand why teams just don't use them. They absolutely do not care about timeouts. They're like, nah, we're not going to use them. Okay. And you're going to lose. Clemson needed that game. Georgia Tech didn't. But Clemson 100% needed that game. Georgia Tech's 3-0. He hasn't been pressed really about those timeout issues, but that to me was the biggest reason they lost. Not the fact that they, couldn't stop the run and couldn't stop the option. Forget all that. That happens. If you got 2 timeouts and you're on defense and you have a 2-minute warning, so you have 3 timeouts, you have to play it as if you know they're going to run the ball to, you know, play field position. Run, punt. Run, you know, fake, you know, whatever. But you have to play it like you got an extra 10 minutes. I want the ball back. You want the ball back. Why would you just let them run it down your throat and then let them win the game? Like, what are you doing? Like, he didn't call the timeout at all. I was confused. But there's the things you got to work on in the beginning of the season. Maybe he'll figure out in the end of the season. We'll see. Peace.